Online student, am I audible? Fine. Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I hope so you got an intimation about the trainer, right? So from tomorrow, today onwards, I'm going to take your Python class, and we'll start with first of all, my name is Pratyush. Okay, is it visible to you guys? Yeah, fine. So now, first of all, we'll start with features, right? Features of Python, right? Before knowing that, what is Python? So we should know about why it is what makes Python different from other languages, right? We have lots of languages like C, C++, Java, C sharp, right? So why so particular this programming, Python, right? So the main thing is 11 features. Python provides 11 features, and these 11 features are really important when it comes to, just let me check. Fine. So features of Python we'll see. And what about you know guys how to install Python? You know, do you guys have Python on your systems? No. First of all, we'll see that only. Okay. Simple. What you have to do here, before this, let me tell you one thing. To download Python, to download Python, so let's wait for it. It's visible, right? Fine. To download Python, what you have to do is go to python.org. Python.org, right? This is the official website. If you open this, if you open this, you'll see some this interface, right? This is the interface. This is the official website for Python. Got it? Now, how you can download this? Here, download it is, right? So you have to click in the newer version, 3.12.2, based on your system. Okay, what system? What it requires? It should be, the system should be having, the system should be having 4 GB of hard disk, right? RAM. And the internal storage should be, that is also, that depends on, see, we can run this platform. If you download older version, you can run in any system, right? Here we are using 3.12.2, means it is a newer version. So you have to focus, you have to take care about the configuration. Okay. Once you read this, what are the things we should know about 3.1.2, right? For Windows, if you see, these are the versions, right? 60 for 64, it is here. For Windows installer, it is there. And for 32 bits also, the installer, it is there. You have to install this, right? So let me install that. Yeah. If it is showing like this, just go and install it. Simply it is installed. Now what you have to do is, you have to search now Python. Here it is. One is ideally, right? One is ideally, and second is what? Python. Both you can use. This is shell, this is ideally. Let me show you how it looks. So here you can write a single line of command, right? For example, if I am writing, if I am storing a is equals to 20, here I can only write single line of code, right? This is called Python script. Similarly, if I go for Python script like this, it looks like this. Okay, so we'll work on this because it is quite visible, right? If I write the same code here, this is also single line code. We cannot write multiple lines here. Got it? So for that, what you have to do, simply, that is a different thing. We'll see what we can do. Simply what you have to do is you have to create a new file. In this new file, you have to write code. Block of code you can write. Here you can write n number of lines. Got it? Simple. You guys know, are you comfortable with English? Comfortable? Fine. Online student, are you comfortable with English?
Yes, sir.
Fine, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll see features of Python. What are the features of Python? First, features are nothing but the characteristics, right? Features means what? That only makes Python different from other languages, right? C. C is a procedural oriented programming language. You guys, hope you guys are from CS background. CS, computer science. So you know C programming. If you don't know also, no need to worry. We'll see, right? So in C programming, we only had structures, functions, right? Which makes C somehow that those things are the drawback of C. After that, they after using C and C++, they think like why not to make a language which is dynamically typed. So they came up with Python, right? After C and C++, they made Java, right? Java is somehow, it is also difficult to learn. Why? Because of huge syntax. Syntax is somehow there, a layman cannot understand. A beginner cannot understand. But in Python, it is not like that, right? That is why Python is known as dynamically typed language. What does it mean? We'll see. First of all, Python is simple. Why Python is simple? Python is known as simple language, right? But why Python is known for its simplicity? So basically, Python is simple because of because of three technical three technical uh, factors, right? Three technical factors. Three technical factors. What they are? First, one by one we'll see, right? First, it provides rich set of API. Rich set of API. What does it mean? It provides rich set of API, right? Let me tell you, let me show you one example. Before that, let me tell you what is API. API. Do you know what is API? Online students. Do you know what is API? What does it mean? API. What is the full form? You just tell me the full form of API. Anyone? No. So API is nothing but application programming interface, right? Application programming interface. That is nothing but it is a collection collection of modules, right? It is a collection of modules. Now, what is modules, right? What is module? Module is nothing but we can also call it as a library, right? For an example, what is module? Let's suppose in a library you are entering and you want some particular book. Let's suppose you want Java book. So where you would go? In which area you should go? CS, CS, like what we can say, area, right? Will you go to search in science books? Will you go to search in maths book? No. You'll go where? In CS books, CS shells, right? So there you will check, there you will search where is my Java book. So here also what they have done is they have created something known as module. And module is nothing but what? A library. And what is module? We'll see what is module. Module. Module is nothing but it is collection. It is a collection of classes, variables, and functions. Yeah. Now, what is API? Collection of modules. Now, what is module? Collection of, what is class? What is class? If you don't know, we'll see. Fine, not an issue. What is variable? What is function? As of now, you just focus on what is module, right? What is module now? Collection of classes, variables, and functions. What is API? Simple, it is a collection of modules. Module are nothing but the libraries. Okay. Java is also having few libraries. Python is also having, but Python has a rich set of API. Means it has a rich set of modules, right? That's what it makes Python simple. Got it? Okay, fine. So with the help of this, it makes Python easy. Second factor. What is second factor? What is the second factor? It provides garbage collection. It provides garbage collection, right? Or we can say inbuilt garbage collection. It provides inbuilt garbage collector. Not collection, it is collector, right? Collector. What does it mean? What is garbage collector here? What is garbage collector here? Do you know what is garbage collector? Okay, why? First of all, we'll see why it has rich set of API. Okay, so let me tell you with one example. What is API or what is modules? What we have to do is we have to import. Just give me. We have to import it. Okay, for any programming language, if there is any kind of library, what we have to do? We have to import it, right? Let me use this. Import of, let's say, calendar. Okay, calendar is one of the module. Calendar is one of the module, and we are importing that module. Importing means we are retrieving the features of calendar, right? Now what? Implemented, right? Now what I have to do is a is equals to, I am storing some values here. Calendar dot calendar of 2024. Now I'll print a. What should it print? It should print calendar, right? It is printing. Now you see, similarly, how much line we needed to write this code? 3 lines. Now you see, same for Java. Let me show you for Java. Now you see here, for this thing only, for these things only, we are writing this much longer code, right? What about getting the, let me show you a different one. Now you see how longer code we are using to write a calendar program. Simple, it is a simple calendar program. Not even it is showing the output like this. It is just showing the date and time of that particular. But in Python, only with the help of 3 lines, or also we can make it in 2 line also. Remove this variable and write the print statement here. Let me show you. Is it visible? Import calendar. Every time what we have to do, we have to import this, right? Now I'll go with print of calendar dot calendar of 2024. Now what we are doing? Just we are importing in one line and we are printing the statement in one line. Coming means what? This is how this feature, particular feature, makes Python simple, right? These are the interview question. Why Python is known for its simplicity? Why it is called as simple language? What is module? What is library? What is API? So now if someone asks you like what is module, so what you will say? Simple it is? Fine. Now how it is a collection of classes, variable, and this calendar is nothing but a module. Okay, and also this calendar has some class that is nothing but, inside this calendar module we have one class called what? Calendar, right? And dot calendar, we are using class, we are using variable, and what we are using, sorry, the function and the variable, right? What are the thing we are using? Class, this is class, calendar class, then again calendar function, then what? Calendar variable. That's why it is known as the collection of class, variable, functions. Okay, fine. Next, got the idea? Chalo. Now, how it provides the garbage collector. Now, what is garbage collector? First of all, we'll see what is garbage collector. What does it mean, garbage collector? Garbage collector is nothing but the purpose of garbage collector. The purpose of garbage collector is that to store or to collect unused memory, unused memory, right? The purpose of garbage collector is nothing but to collect unused memory. Now what does it mean? What is unused memory? What is unused memory? Right? If I'm using this page, if I'm using this page and I am keeping this page as blank, so this is known as unused page, right? And that later on can be used to write anything, right? Later on can be, if I throw it somewhere, would it be possible to reuse it? Right? So simple in programming term also. In programming term also, let me just give me a second. Wherever garbage collector, right? So garbage collector, let's suppose I am writing a is equals to 10, I am writing, right? A is equals to 10, I am writing. Okay, a is equals to 10, I am writing. Again I am writing a is equals to, I am writing a is equals to 89, right? Or let's suppose, let me print this first. Print of a. My value is what? 10, right? But again, with the same variable, see variable, I'll tell you what is variable, right? Just I'm giving one example why how garbage collector works, right? So now my value of 10, a is nothing but 10. But again, if I'm writing a is equals to 90, right? A is equals to 90. Now, if I print a, right? What is the value? Now the reference of this a has gone, right? Means this a is, you can consider it as an unused memory. Still it is taking some memory. Still it is taking some memory. But what? It is not in use. So for that, what garbage collector will do, it will create one area, right? It will create one area. Whenever any kind of data is in not in use, so it will collect that particular data to the garbage collector, GC. That's why it is known as, the purpose of garbage collector is nothing but to collect unused memory, right? It collects the unused memory and later on, if required, it will occupy that place and later on it will give to some other operations. So first of all, it reduce the memory, means it will save the memory, right? It will save the memory. So where we were, the purpose of garbage collector is nothing but, in a Python regular programming, right? We can also call it as um, garbage collector. Garbage collector takes about automatic memory management, right? Garbage collector takes about automatic memory management. What does it mean? Without writing any code for this garbage collector, it will collect, see every programming language, whether it is C, C++, Java, C Sharp, no matter what programming language you are using, every programming language has their own what? Garbage collector, which collects unused memory. Got it? Fine. Now, third thing. Let me write the third thing, which is nothing but Python. Python provides user-friendly syntaxes. User-friendly syntaxes. What does it mean? Python provides user-friendly syntaxes. What does it mean? Easy to understand, right? Let's suppose I am writing, see, in this case only you see, for writing just a simple code, what we have done, we have stored a is equals to 10, right? And we have printed this a value. But for in same situation, what if I want C programming, C programming, addition of two numbers? Let's see how we can add two number in C program, right? Now you see how long a code we are writing. First, we have to give this hash include means the header file. Then we have to write the main method, right? Then we have to give the number one number to variable, right? With, as these programming language is known as static type programming language, every time whenever we are storing the value, whenever we are initializing the variable, we have to give what? The data types. I hope guys you know what are the data types, what is what these terms is, right? Then what we have to write, we have to give the printf, scanf, that is something different. Okay, we'll see. Then we have to store it like this, return 0 we have to, and also we have to follow the protocols, like we have to use curly braces, open curly braces and close curly braces each and every time. Now let me tell you for C++ or Java, we'll see. Java edition program. Now for this also you see how long code it is. First we have to create the class, then public static void main method, then creating the instance, then what we have to do, we have to add it. Still we are taking how many lines? Almost 10 line it is, right? But for writing the same code in Python, what we require? A is equals to 8. Okay. B is equals to 9. A plus B. How many line it requires? 3 lines. Also, if I want a b is equals to 9 comma 8, right? A plus b. Fine. So this makes, and also if you see each and every time what we have to give, we have to give the acknowledgement to the compiler that what data type we are going to use, right? What kind of data we are using, we have to give the acknowledgement to the compiler. And in this case, we are not giving any kind of acknowledgement. Implicitly, Python knows everything. Implicitly, PVM, Python virtual machine, it knows everything. Knows everything means if I am writing a is equals to 9, that means what type of data it is? Integer type of data. Did I write any int here? But it is taking it as integer. If I am writing a is equals to 0.9, what it is? Float. It's coming, right? That's what it makes Python easier. The easy syntax. Python has really easy syntax, and any beginner can also understand this. Those who don't have any knowledge about the particular computer science background or any programming language, they can also understand this programming language easily. Got it? Next. So it provides easy syntaxes and smaller codes when it compares to other languages. Got it? So why Python is simple? Three technical factors are there. One is it has rich set of API. API is what? The collection of modules. Module is what? The collection of classes, functions, and variables. Right? Next, it provides inbuilt garbage collector. What is the purpose of garbage collector? Collect the unused memory. Guys, from the back side, I want response. I eagerly want that response. Got it? Why it provide? What is the purpose of garbage collector? Collect the unused memory. Third technical factor is what? User friendly syntaxes. Right? Simple it is. Now, fine. Next is what? Freeware and open source. Second we'll write freeware and open source. What does it mean? Freeware and open source. What is the meaning of freeware and open source? Freeware is nothing but if you can download it from any, like if you can download it from the website free of cost, right? Free of cost means you do not need to pay any amount, or you do not need to take any subscription for that. Like few example I'll give you. Anaconda, right? Anaconda is a software to run Python, right? Anaconda, inside Anaconda we have Jupyter, we have lots of things. So similarly, we have one software called PyCharm. PyCharm is also used for Python to running the or executing the Python codes, right? There two things are there. One is a community version and one is a professional version, right? Community version, we can use it free of cost. We do not need to pay. But for a professional version, we have to pay some amount. Similarly, let me tell you one more example, that is Tableau. Have you ever heard about this? Tableau? Tableau is a software for visualization, data visualization, right? Mostly the data and analytics person and who are in data analysis, they used to use this kind of software like Tableau. So Tableau is what? A software, but for that we have to purchase it. We have to give some money, or we have to spend some money for purchasing it. That is not a freeware software. So Python is what? A freeware software, which means freely we can download it, right? From what we can download it? We can download Python software, Python software freely from the website which is nothing but python.org. Not freely, we'll say free of cost. Free of cost. Okay, we can download Python software free of cost. That is nothing but, and that too without any copyright issue, without any copyright issue, without any copyright issue. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to use this python.org web URL. Okay, fine. So that is why it is known as freeware. Now what is open source? Open source. What is open source? What does it mean? What is the meaning of open source? Let's suppose you are writing one program in your system, right? Same program you want to deploy somewhere, or same program you want to use somewhere else. So if you see C programming, right? C programming. If you are writing a program in C programming in your system, you cannot use that particular code block of code in another system, or you cannot use it somewhere, right? That is what Python is. Open source language means the whatever the features of Python, that is available for everyone. Anyone can use that particular features, right? Without paying any extra cost, without paying any extra amount, right? So that is nothing but open source, right? What is open source? Let's suppose if you are writing a program, right? It should be openly used anywhere. It should be openly used anywhere. That's why it is called open source. The source would be open for other platform also, right? That's why it is known as, for example, few distributed, like few distribution they have made, like let me tell you, J Python means the features of Python can be merged with Java. That's why it is known as JPython. Few people also call it as Jython. Okay. Similarly, we have C Python also. C Python, which is the combination of C programming, right? So what we are doing, we are merging the codes. We are using, or we are using two block of code. Means we can use Python with Java. Also, we can use Python with C programming. Means we are using the features of Python to different platforms also. That is what open source. Got it? I'll give you the notes of this. No need to worry. These are just basic thing I'm telling you, right? Fine. Next is what? Third one. Platform independent. Third. Platform I hope you know about this. What is platform independent? What does it mean? Platform independent. Right? Platform is nothing but the operating system. Right? C programming. It is a platform dependent programming language. What does it mean? Means if I am writing the C programming in Windows operating system, I cannot be able to use that particular block of code in Mac operating system. Means it is dependent on the particular operating system, right? But in Python or Java, they are what? Platform independent. Means they won't get dependent on the particular operating system. Means if I'm using OS, Windows OS, then similarly I can use that particular block of code in Mac OS also. Similarly, I can use it in Linux also. So this is what platform independent. It provides the facility to run the code in different operating system. Okay, different operating system. Fine, it is getting my point. These are the simple thing you have to know about the features, right? Feature is really important. If interviewer asks you, tell me few features about Python, then you have to tell these things. Okay, next, fourth one. These are simple, no need to deep dive into it. Okay, fourth one is nothing but dynamically typed. Python is dynamically typed language. Why Python is known as dynamically typed language? That is different. Why Python is known as dynamically typed? Just now we have seen, for writing a Java code, we have to follow these things. Like, first, what we have to do, we have to follow this class we have to create, then we have to write main method. After that, if you see, here we are writing what? The variable, right? And we are storing the values into variable. But every time, whenever we are writing the variable, we have to use what? The data type. We have to use the data type, right? But in Python, why it is known as dynamically typed? Python is dynamically typed language because we do not need to declare any data type before initializing variable, right? Before initializing variable, what does it mean? Means in this case, if you see here, we are not writing any kind of data type. Simply what we have written, a is equals to 9. We are not writing any kind of data type, right? So there is two term. We have two type of programming language. One is what? Static type. And second one is what? Okay, static type, then dynamically typed. Static type means we have to use, or we have to give the acknowledgement to the compiler that this particular data type we are going to use. But in Python, there is no need to use data type before initializing the variable, right? What we have done here, if I write the same code like int of a is equals to 9, means this comes under what type of programming? Static type. But in Python, it shows error. It shows error. Why? Because we are not supposed to give the acknowledgement to the compiler or the PVM. Python knows everything. Okay, no need to give the acknowledgement to the compiler while writing the variable. Got it? Fine. Okay. Now, next one. Next one is fifth one. Okay. Fifth one. Fourth one it is, right? How many we have seen? One. This is three. Three. Fine. Fourth one is interpreted language. Platform independent we have seen, right? Third one. This is fifth. This is fourth one and this is fifth one. Now, interpreted language. What does it mean? Interpreted language. What does it mean? Interpreted language. C programming. What type of language it is? What based language it is? Compiler based language. Right? Interpretation process is nothing but to convert the the source code into byte code. Okay, the source code into byte code. Let me show you with one example. Okay, it's not there. Okay, let me tell you. Fine. Suppose I am writing a code. Okay, I am writing a simple code here. That is nothing but, let's suppose sum. We are writing the code for addition. Okay, sum dot py. And every time, whenever we are writing a program, Python program, the extension would be dot py. Means we have to save the file with the name dot py. Right? So let's suppose I have written a code, sum dot py, right? And this sum dot py is nothing but, this is known as source code. Source code, right? Means what? The code which is written by the programmer. That is nothing but the source code, right? After this source code, this should go to the interpretation process, or we can also call it as intermediate process. Okay, it will convert it into byte code. Byte code. Now, what does it mean, byte code? What is byte code? Means it will be having something which only can be understandable by computer. Binary language, zeros and ones, right? So what we are doing is, sorry, not we, interpreter. It will convert that source code into what? Byte code. And that byte code is nothing but, it will save it as, because it is giving this things to compiler, Python compiler, right? It is giving the source code to Python compiler to convert this source code into byte code. Now this file is nothing but same sum.pyc. Sum.pyc. Now what it is? Sum.pyc. Now what it is? PYC means We are giving this to compiler, right? That's why the extension would be Python compiler. Now the code is with Python compiler .pyc. Fine. After this, what it will do? It will give the same code, block of code, to PVM. To whom? PVM. And PVM is nothing but Python virtual machine. Python virtual machine. What does it do? What Python virtual machine do? Simple. Python virtual machine is nothing but it reads line by line of code, line by line of code, line by line of code, and give the result back to the screen. Back to the screen. What it is doing? PVM. It will read. It reads line by line of code and gives the result back to the screen. What does it mean, line by line of code? One by one it will see. In any other languages, any other traditional languages, they were compiler based languages. Means at a time they are getting the output or error, we can say. So what is the work? What is the purpose of compiler? It checks the error, right? It checks the error. So whenever my py file, sum.py file comes to bytecode, means it is coming to where? It is coming to compiler. And what is the purpose of compiler? It checks the error. After checking the error, if any error is there, it will give that particular error line, not whole error. In traditional languages, what they had is they'll give whole error at a time. All the error they will give at a time. Means C, C++. If you run any C programming code, if any kind of, let's suppose in 50 line of code, we are getting 20 line of code, 20 line of error code, right? So all at one time, all that 20 line of code it will return at it, and it will show in the command prompt. So that is what compiler based language. But when it comes to interpreted language, that is nothing but it will read, PVM will read line by line of code. That is the meaning. If it is reading line by line of code, means what? If an error is in one line, it will only show, or it will only reflect that particular line. Let me show you. If I am writing a is equals to 20 here, okay, this is simple code I am writing. Next I am writing a is equal, b is, I am printing it, print of a. Okay, here we have written two line of code, there is no error, right? Next I am writing a is equals to 20 and b is equals to 30, print of a. Now you see I have written two things, and third one here I am making a mistake. What mistake I am making? Parenthesis, right? So it will show what it is showing. I have written two wrong code, right? Print of a and print of B without closing that. But it is showing where? Means the first print statement. It is not showing for the second one. Once we resolve this, then again if I write the same, see we are working with this. That's why we are let me write the same code here. Let me write the same code here, because there we only can be able to write single line of code, right? If I write this code here, same program I'll write here. A is equals to 10, B is equals to 20, and I'm trying to print off A plus B. Okay. Similarly, I'll write print of C. Are we using C? No. Still, I'm writing this. A minus B. Sorry. A minus B. Print of D. Now, how we can run this? We have to save it. Okay. Let me create one folder here. Python. And here I am writing sum.py. Okay. If it is showing like all files, right, then we have to write .py. If it is showing Python files, then no need to write it. If we are working with Python ideally. So system knows that we are working with Python. That's why it is showing Python files, right? So let me save this. Now, if you go and run this, run module. Now you see here what it is showing, name error. Where it is showing? But first it is printing 30. It is printing 30, right? But we have the name error in this line of code. So if we remove this, now you see, run it. 30 and minus 10 means it is running this line, then it is coming to this line. But when it comes to this line, it is showing the error. This is how it reads line by line of code. Okay, it reads line by line of code. So let me, yeah. So after, see how the process is. First we have to write the source code. We have to write the source code. When we try to execute this source code will go to where? Compiler. And that compiler will convert this source code into what? Bytecode. After conversion of bytecode, that bytecode will be read, like it will check for the errors. Compiler will check it for the error. If any error is there, it will show the error. If not, then it will go to Python virtual machine. And what is the purpose of Python virtual machine is reads the line by line of code. After reading the line by line of code, then it will return back the output. Got it? This is how it works. Fine. Basically, I have a different system. I'm not used to of it. That's why I'm facing some difficulty of typing, right? So from tomorrow, I'll get my laptop. There I have a few pictorial representation of this also, right? So I'll show that. Fine. So it is 10 to, we should wind it here. Till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Till now, if you have any doubt. Guys, offline, online. Yeah. Boys, what's your name? Yogesh. Suresh. Suresh. Do you able to understand this? You guys? Okay, fine. Online? Are you able to understand? Let me ask Manju, Harika, Navya, Shreya, Suraj, Sojan, Tarun, and Vamsi. Rajkumari. I want response, guys. Fine. So for any queries, if you want to ask anything, you can contact to this number, which is 965 2532 and 2383. So if you have any kind of doubt, you can contact to this number, right? Again, my name is Pratyush. If you have any doubt, you can contact me also with the help of this number. I'll be there. And regarding this topics and all, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me. You'll be provided with videos, right? Uh, Recorded videos. I hope you have you are aware of this recorded videos and all, right? So every week we'll be conducting one interview session, mock interview session, right? So that you'll get an idea where what is the status of my like Python knowledge, right? And after completion of this Python, we'll be starting Django, the front end and Django. Okay, so fine, we'll wind up here. Okay, any doubt? Fine. Thank you so much, guys. See you. Have a great day.